What is The Night Agent Season 3? It's the season where Peter Sutherland refuses to sleep, the president is shady as hell, and a hitman brings his kid to work because, come on, childcare prices are outrageous these days. Let's get into it. Welcome to Bobby Does Recaps. This is The Night Agent Season 3. If you thought Peter's life was hard before, buckle up. We've got a dead mentor, a first lady with a body count, and a conspiracy so deep it goes straight to the Oval Office. Again. Because apparently nobody in DC can be trusted, not even the butler. We start 23 years ago. Little Peter is playing with Legos while his mom hides her cancer diagnosis. She makes him promise to always do the right thing. Heavy start. Cut to present day. Peter's in the Dominican Republic busting a couple selling marine blueprints. He kind of feels bad about it, but takes him down anyway. He goes back to DC looking like he hasn't slept since season 1. He kind of wants a break, but too bad. Flight PIMA 12 gets shot down over Venezuela. 157 people dead. The government blames terrorists, but Peter gets assigned to find Jay Batra, a missing analyst that killed his boss. Peter goes to Istanbul, finds Jay. Turns out Jay isn't a killer. He's a whistleblower meeting fancy-named reporter Isabel de Leon. Bad guys show up at a soccer match. Chaos ensues. High-speed chase through the streets. It's wild and exciting. Peter, of course, saves Jay, and he reveals American money funded the missile that hit PIMA 12. And then, Peter's burner phone rings with the call he's been waiting for since season 2 ended. It's the broker, Jacob Monroe, and he wants his favor returned. Isabel's partner, Mike, gets too close to the truth. A hitman called The Father poisons his drink, and Mike bites the bullet. Poor guy. He's only had bit parts since Dexter. Peter makes a deal with the broker, Analyst Jay, for a list of corrupt agents. Peter's boss, Catherine Weaver, sets up a sting operation to catch the broker. Big mistake. The broker is 10 steps ahead. He uses a decoy vehicle. The FBI surrounds it. Catherine walks up to the car, and boom! The car is packed with explosives. Catherine Weaver is taken out, straight up vaporized. The broker escapes with Jay, and Peter is now an orphan in the agency. No mentor, no backup, just trauma. Meanwhile, at the White House, Chelsea Arrington hears screaming. She bursts into the First Lady's office, finds a man attacking Jenny Hagan. Chelsea shoots him. Turns out, it was the butler, Brian Mott, and he was unarmed. We find out later that the First Lady staged the whole thing. She's shady. Peter goes home and finds a stranger in his living room. Meet Adam, former military, appointed by the president to be Peter's new partner. Suspicious? Extremely. Both Isabel and Peter track a lead to Vernon Tyvek. But it's too late. The father already assassinated him. Peter saves Isabel just in time, and they decide to team up. Because nothing says romance like dodging bullets. They track Senator Lansing to a hunting lodge. Isabel confronts him about the plane crash, but Lansing pulls a gun on her. Peter jumps in, but suddenly, bang, Lansing gets sniped by a third party. Peter and Isabel run to the car and take off, but the brakes are cut. Classic move. They crash. Now they're being hunted through the woods by the father. Peter plays decoy. He's cornered. Just as he's about to die, Adam shows up and shoots the assassin in the shoulder. The father runs away, and Adam looks like a hero. For now. Back in D.C., Chelsea realizes the First Lady hid the butler's phone. She starts asking questions, so they put her on psychological leave. The classic you know too much promotion. Flashback a few months, and we see where President Hagan recruited Adam personally for night action. Red flag number 1. Back to present day. Peter and Adam hit a casino to clone a phone. It's a classic Ocean's 11 knockoff. Adam gets trapped. Peter causes a scene, and they fight their way out. Meanwhile, the father is hiding in the woods with his 10-year-old son. Yeah, this hitman is a single dad. Wholesome? No, terrifying. Peter and Isabel trace the money to a company owned by Jacob Monroe, the broker. Isabel says she has a contact, but she insists on going to meet him alone. So, of course, Peter follows her, and Yahtzee! Her contact is the broker. Jacob Monroe is Isabel's dad. Didn't see that one coming. Now we get the assassin's backstory. 8 years ago, he killed a couple but found a baby crying. Did he leave it? Nope. He stole the baby, and that's the son he's been dragging all over the place. Talk about taking Bring Your Kid to Work Day too far. Back to the daddy drama. Monroe admits that he's a bad guy, but he didn't order the hit on her friend. The real villain? Freya Myers, a high-ranking banker. She ordered the hit to cover up the bank's involvement in the plane crash. Freya sends the father to clean house. He shoots Jay Batra and sets the guest house on fire. Peter goes full firefighter mode, rescues Isabel and Jay, but they are crispy and running out of options. Flashback to 1995. Jacob Monroe was a CIA asset who got burned. That's why he hates the government. Back to the present day. Monroe is trapped in a steel vault. The father is cutting through the door with a blowtorch like a horror movie villain. Monroe calls Peter and says, "Save me and I will give you a database that has more dirt on more people than you could possibly imagine." The key to this database? A rare copy of Grimm's fairy tales, because apparently digital encryption was not dramatic enough. So Peter saves Monroe, hands him to Adam, but in the chaos, boom, flashbang, the assassin kidnaps Peter, drugs him, and drags him off. Now Peter's tied to a chair, while the father pumps him full of Blue 88 truth serum. Peter spills his guts about his childhood trauma and yada yada yada, and after the couch session, he leaves Peter tied up. Then, the assassin's kid walks in. Peter convinces the kid this is a spy test. The kid helps him escape, and the assassin actually lets Peter go because he doesn't want to traumatize the boy. Is this a parenting win? I don't know, I guess. Back at the ranch, the First Lady confesses everything to the president. President Hagen realizes Monroe is a liability. He gives the order. Adam takes Monroe to a safe house, hands him a passport, then shoots him in the head. Bam! Staging it as a suicide. Adam is officially the worst partner ever. Peter meets up with Adam. He knows it wasn't suicide, but better to keep your enemies close, right? They crack the code in the fairy tale book using the name of the bookstore Monroe first met Isabel's mom. There's a lot that goes on here, but long story short, it reveals a bomb plot. Trucks loaded with Semtex heading for New York landmarks. Peter, Chelsea, and Adam track the trucks to a dockyard. Peter jumps on a moving truck, drives it off the pier into the water, fights the driver for what feels like forever, gets away just in time before it explodes underwater. Obviously, though, he survives. Then the other shoe drops. President Hagen orders Adam to kill Chelsea. Peter realizes the president is the head of the snake. He calls the president. Hagen threatens him with treason, and Peter hits him with the line of the season. "With all due respect, sir, f*** you." Finale time. Peter's gone rogue, like usual. He intercepts Freya, the corrupt banker, to get her confession. They end up at Grand Central Station. Peter fights one of Hagen's goons in a construction tunnel. He gets pummeled and almost loses, but a nail gun saves the day. Brutal. As he finally emerges from underground, Adam's there. Adam shoots Peter in the leg, but then Peter gives a speech about integrity. Freya confirms the president is dirty, and Adam has a change of heart. He lets them go. Isabel live streams Freya's confession. The world sees the truth. The president and the first lady are cooked. Yay! Nope, not so fast. They pardon themselves before resigning and then sign a big media deal. We can only hope karma gets them in the end. But the justice isn't quite done yet. The father tracks down Freya to a beach resort and poisons her drink. At least karma caught up to her, right? Peter meets Isabel at the park to say goodbye, and he finally finds a Razzmatazz ice cream bar he's been searching for since his mom died. Looks like smooth sailing ahead. Not a chance. And that's where The Night Agent Season 3 comes to an end. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to recapping another show for you very soon.